until we get some people here. But it's a pretty simple announcement. So I don't think... I don't think I need to wait too long. I think you guys are kind of picking up on what's going on. So let's see who shows up. No one's here yet. But these lunchtime live feeds, I kind of miss doing these. Hey, I miss these. I miss doing these live feeds like this, just kind of hanging out and just bullshitting, not really sitting down with any agenda at hand, you know, not being stuck behind the computer. So I actually enjoyed these when I used to do them all the time, and I think we'll just kind of get back to those. The nice thing about these is I can do these anytime, and I can walk around and I can do stuff, and it's much more interactive with you guys. I'm not, like, I feel like I'm strapped to a chair when I do the other live feeds. So there's a handful of reasons that these have been happening. Just Nate's here. Nate, I have not sent your knife off, but I definitely have it marked as yours. I want to get a bunch of stuff put together. I want to try and get this stuff all put together and make one trip to the post office. Maybe on Saturday. They have a self-service kiosk there where I can pack the stuff up and stuff. So, you guys are noticing I'm doing more of these daytime live feeds, and the reason behind that is our schedule is really, really in flux here at the house. My wife just shifted schedule on her work, so she's working a different schedule. I've been taxiing the kid around. I took the kid this morning. She had skating this morning, so she was at skating this morning, and then took her to school because she has 2 days a week when she's in school, and then everything going on. It makes it really hard to film on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then what I was doing was I was doing all that stuff, and then I was filming all day and editing all the way up until we went live. And like, I had no time at all with my family, zero family time. So already on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I film and edit a ton because I don't have a live feed, so I'm not constrained. So basically I gave up all of my family time and free time to the channel. And as much as I do know that it's my income and things like that, I can't keep doing that. Like, I literally have spent zero time with my family in the last probably month. And I'm kind of tired of it. We haven't eaten a meal together. Last night was the first time we ate a meal together in probably a month. And I'm just kind of tired of that. And so I made the decision, I'm still going to film and edit a bunch. And I'm still going to do a lot of stuff. And depending on whether I get that job or not, things might change a little bit more. But like yesterday, I filmed and edited all day. I have some editing and stuff left to do. I'm gonna do this afternoon, but basically I just got home. So like I said, kid skating, take the kid to school, just got home at 8. And I'm like, why not just do a midday live feed so I'm not running into 9 o'clock at night? Because I was just literally worn down. And my wife was like, you need to stop. So I'm just going to incorporate on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm just going to incorporate live feed into when I get back from lunch. Like after I drop my daughter off from school, because she does primarily homeschool, but she has 2 days a week where she's in school. And the nice thing is those days are the same day that I'm taking her skating and taking her to school. So that's easy. And then I can just throw this in there. And I'm not planning on filming anything today. I'm going to finish up some editing, schedule today's video. And then by the time I get done with the editing, it's going to be like 4 o'clock and they're going to be home and done with everything. So daughter will get home like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then when she's done with her stuff, it'll be 4 o'clock and we can actually have some family time. So I see there's 15 people here. I would absolutely appreciate it if you dropped a like if you haven't already. It helps push this stuff up the algorithm. And the other thing too is I do know there's a big portion of my subscribers that can't watch a 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Pacific live stream. You really can't. It's just almost impossible. That's like, you guys are, it's not compatible with your time frame. So, but yeah, it's just gotten to where I let the channel take over everything. And and I don't see a big return on that investment. And so it just seems like I'm spending time that might be unwarranted when I can just rearrange my time frame a little bit and still get the same amount of work done. So yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays are still like 12, 13, 14-hour days, sometimes more. And then Fridays, I'm still going to be doing the evening live feeds. So, but I think that we'll just do this. Plus, like, I missed this. This feels free. I honestly, as much as I like the green screen and I like the studio software and I like being able to highlight comments and things like that, it just feels like I'm tied down and I'm stuck. On this, we can just do this. You know what I mean? And we can come over and you guys can see Shop Cat and Pup. So it's not going to always be like this, but I definitely feel like I missed this. Oh, this is so much more comfortable in that gaming chair. So what do you guys got going on? What's up with y'all? I'm carrying the QSP Legatus today, and I like it. I like it a lot. And then you guys are going to get a video at 4 p.m. today, not at 2:30. At 4 p.m. today, since we're going live now, I figure it would be a good idea to like push that off. So I think on Mondays, for right now, unless I change the schedule again, for Mondays and Wednesdays, the live feed will be at lunchtime. And I might do it in the studio. You know, it just depends on how I feel. But right now I want to keep an eye on the pup because he gets into shit. And then you'll get a 4 p.m. And then the rest of the week, it's, you know, it's going to be 2:30. Yes, naked. Naked as a jaybird. I ran through the busiest intersection in the world one time naked when I was stationed in Japan. So I see that there's only like 10. And I mean, if it doesn't look like we're going to have a bunch of people here and people aren't really interested in this, I'll just end it. That's the nice thing. I don't have to do a 2-hour live feed. I don't see any monetary gain really from doing live feeds. They always get demonetized. It's my birthday. Kids all forgot. Been waiting to order. Oh, the CME I've been waiting to order sold out. Death and family. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. On top of everything, my mother has been really sick. And I want to leave my evenings free to be able to talk to her as often. She's been in and out of the hospital. So I feel like I'm wasting so much time on those live feeds in the evening and no one's showing up. And to spend that kind of time and to use the kind of resources I am, like I'm running a lot of lights and stuff, and I don't make any money. Like I said, I don't make any money. YouTube has gotten to the point where I don't make money if people don't drop super chats. I used to make money on live feeds, and now it's just gotten to the point where I see zero ad revenue unless like Jeremy over at Decording was saying, like YouTube just keeps telling you like, oh, just keep pushing super chats and super stickers and stuff like that, and I'm like I don't want to do that. It just doesn't. If you guys want to drop super chats, then drop them. But I'm tired of having to try and just push and push and push from what YouTube's standpoint is as to what I need to do. So this little man has gained about 4 pounds. Haven't you, buddy? Huh? You got big paws. You're gonna be a big dog. So I'm gonna go back out here to the kitchen where I was at. Watch out, cat. Watch out, cat. God damn, I almost tripped over the fucking cat. He tried to grab my leg. So you guys are having sidebar conversations, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Keep that in mind. Like, I would ask that when we do these, chat drives the chat drives this. YouTube does. My lives are monetized, but they always wind up being demonetized. So they go up monetized, and then for some reason, like I don't know what it is, they block my ability. They block my ads for. Like, so what'll happen is I'll put it up and it says, "Oh, you've got restricted ads." So that basically I'm not gonna make any revenue. But they still run ads, and then I'll contest it, and I'm saying like, I didn't violate any of the terms of service. There's no reason that this should be demonetized, and then they'll review it. But the time it takes them to review it is when I get all the views. Like the yellow. All YouTubers call it the yellow $ of death. Because by the time they get done reviewing your video, like, oh no, it's good for monetization, you've gotten all the views you're going to get on that video. That's just how it is. And they do it, and they run ads on it at the same time. So it's just how it works. And so all of my live feeds have been like that recently. So I've basically just like, I'm doing live feeds for free. And if YouTube's going to put minimal effort into supporting my channel, I'm just going to do my live feeds the way. Why should I continue to step up the quality for live feeds if they don't make any money? I'm basically spending money worthlessly. Carrying as typical. I just spends so much time in my pocket. It's almost a guarantee that several times a week this is going to be in my pocket. My beg letter XL is in my pocket, as is the QSP Legatus. What are you guys carrying? What's you guys' EDC look like today? I'm trying to see here. Just received ProTech Strider PT in Magna Cut. Is that one of the ones? That's being? I should bring the chat up on here. There we go. Is that one of the ones that was done by Medford? Is that one of the Medford OEMs? Because I have to say, those are the best Striders out there. The best production Striders are the ones that he had Medford machine for him. It's just my 3-inch Mailia. The Mailia. Oh, sorry. The Mailia is good. I grabbed the. Oh, ProTech. Oh, okay. PT. Okay. The Mailia is a great little knife. There's another one that she designed with a very similar design. That's the Rosecraft. It's called the Pocket Monster, and it's like a Mailia with a Skinner blade. And I was like, this is a great outdoors knife. This is a great outdoors knife. It's one of those ones that I haven't done a first day in pockets yet. I only did the unboxing, but just handling it and first impressions, I'm like, this really speaks to like small game, things like that. It would be great for that. I have a horrible headache today too, guys. YouTube doesn't like anything. YouTube doesn't like anything, Mr. Kaufman. Andy. I'm going to call you Andy. Andy Kaufman. Again. So, yeah, I got some ideas for knives. I'm going to start doing a lot of the videos that I can. I'm not saying that I'm only going to do videos like. I was really disappointed in some other YouTube channels. I had a knife that is currently not available yet that has come in, and I was like, I wanted to get some buzz out about this knife because I really like it. And I reached out to a couple channels and said, hey, when I get done with this, do you want it? And they're like, well, where's it available? And I was like, well, it's not available. And they're like, well, I'm not going to do a video about a knife that I can't put a link to in the description. And I was like, well, that's kind of shitty. You know? I mean, I try to put links to everything, but that's not going to dictate my content. You know, it's not home shopping. You know what I mean? If I can find a link to it that supports the channel, I will put an affiliate link, because that doesn't cost you anything. That company just has to pay me a percentage of that sale, like Artisan and CJRB and stuff like that. But that's not going to dictate my content. Like, I don't have an affiliate link with QSP. I will still do a video about this knife. I'll still do videos about knives that are discontinued because they're still out there. You might be looking for them on the secondary market. Whether I can sell that knife in an affiliate link has no bearing on whether I will do the video. Now, I will say a lot of the knives that you have seen lately, I do have affiliate links, which is why there's links below. There's a video going up today. I still have to put links in. The video that's going up today, as soon as we get done here, I have to go and I have to put links in because you can pretty much purchase all of those knives, and I have affiliate links for all of those knives. That wasn't the reason that all those knives are in that video. I did the video and then looked and I was like, oh, most of these knives I can put affiliate links to. So it's cool when you can do that because it provides you guys a way to support the channel. If you were going to buy something anyway, it provides you guys a way to support the channel. And then I want to talk about the Coffee Brand Coffee thing. So I know that a lot of people look at that price because I've been talking about the coffee. They've been doing a lot to support this channel. We have a giveaway coming up. I'm going to pick an item from their from what they currently have available. I was just talking with the project manager on this for all of the YouTube partners. They are going to do since you guys bought so much coffee, they're going to provide me an item for giveaway on the channel. So, and if you guys are just showing up, please hit the like. It gets YouTube to share this. It forces them to share this. So, I'm doing an ad. They reached out. They were cool enough that they reached out and were like, I got to get my eye drops, guys. Sorry. There's something in the air here in San Diego the last few days that have just made my eyes itch like crazy. They asked me if I would like to do some filming and have an ad that I shot my way and send them the raw footage. They're going to edit it, send me back the edited video, but they're also going to share it on social media through the company to help the channel, to generate sales. So, I mean, the company they're an awesome group of people. Everybody I've talked to has been awesome. But I really started looking at like how this culture war is, and I try to stay uninvolved in the culture war, especially here on YouTube. But the fact is, now you got to, like, if you try to stay uninvolved, now you have to think about what you're going to buy. Like, do I want to buy this brand of coffee because I might not agree with the politics that they're going to support? Like, let's say 2A. There's companies that take a portion of money and turn it into fucking, like, hey, we're going to support gun control. Well, I don't want to do that. But if I buy that brand of item, ketchup or tomato juice or whatever, so now you gotta really, it's like navigating a minefield at the grocery store. Like, well, I don't want to buy this. I don't want to buy this product because they support causes that I absolutely disagree with. Which is why I like the Coffee Brand Coffee thing, because they just don't. They just make better coffee. They just make good coffee. Like, just make coffee, make donuts, make aspirin. Like, I don't give a fuck politically. I don't give a fuck about the politics of a company. Like, stay the fuck out of politics. What was that, Gingerfish? I love coffee, however, price is a major factor, and I don't drink junk coffee. Just got to be smart. That's what I was going to think. The stuff that I have, everything I've gotten from them has been awesome. And all of the members talk about it in the Gilded server because a lot of them have bought the coffee. Are like, holy crap. Like, this is worth what you're paying. It's definitely like $24 for a bag of coffee. Sounds expensive, but it's also fucking good coffee. I'm drinking the strawberries and cream right now. So if you guys are going to get coffee, I'm not saying this is the whole thing with the Coffee Brand Coffee. I'm not saying go buy coffee. What I'm saying is go check out their company, go check out the reviews on their website, and then if you like it, use my link to do it. That way, if you decide to buy it, I get credit for it because they absolutely sponsor every video. Sorry, my eyes are itching. Ooh, those drops are strong. These are a Japanese astringent, almost menthol eye drop, and they are potent. So, guys, if you just showed up, hit the like button. Yeah, there's a video going up today. It's gonna be like a 5 fast, but it's all like I went through it. I'm like, some of them, I went through my collection. I was like, what are my all-time favorite budget knives in my collection? And I kind of compiled that. And I mean, I could have done more, but I don't like doing more than 5 knives in a video. What's for lunch? I already ate lunch. I have a friend that's a butcher, and he gave me some homemade hot dogs, all beef hot dogs, and I had that, and I had some sauerkraut. So I just did hot dogs with sauerkraut for lunch, but that means I probably won't eat supper. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think Kaiser's best knife is? I was talking about this in a couple videos. I was talking about this a couple videos ago, or in a live feed. I don't remember. I think that the Begleiter XL wound up being Kaiser's best knife. I think this one was a perfect storm when it comes to like everything that they offer in this knife. Hang on a second, I gotta go check on a little bit. What is... Oh, I can't let that one up, bud. Hey! Spazin Ace says, well, you see what he says. I'm not putting that one up, Keen's Tools. I'm sorry. I don't even want that word on that's one of the words that I blocked. Just because it causes so much division and divisiveness. Sorry, Keens, I'm not approving that one. Oh, God, my eyes burn. Maybe it's because I haven't spent so much time in the studio today. Maybe it's just I'm allergic to the sun. Yo, you up? Do you want to go out? No, I guess not. I don't know why. I don't know why we bought all these toys. Well, we didn't buy them. A lot of these were friends gave them to us, and we had a dog before. But he doesn't chew on anything except... He chews on everything except the toys, and we constantly have to have his towel and everything hanging up because, well, he drools on everything. So he drooled all over the bed, so we had to wash the sheet to dry, and then his towel, because we constantly have to give him a bath because he's constantly rolling in something out in the yard, aren't you, buddy? So he put on 4 pounds in a week. He's going to be a big boy. He's going to be a big dog. I mean, look at the size of his paws. That's a big dog right there. But he loves the belly rubs. He loves the belly rubs, don't you, buddy? Oh, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am tired. See what I mean? You know what those are? Those are doggy tooth holes in the couch cover. And the reason we have the couch cover is because he likes to lay on the couch. But he only will lay on the couch where there's not a couch cover. This was to keep the cat fur off the couch, and now it has turned into a puppy chew toy. So, 21 people here that I guarantee not all of you guys have hit the like button. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. But I only did that to reach back and pull the tissue out of the hippopotamus's back. Why is that not? There we go. Oh, my eyes itch so bad. I don't know what's in bloom. I think. Oh yeah, I know. Puppies. Why? That's why there's something blocking, because he managed to do that on the couch. So I think I know what it is that's bothering me, because out here in our yard, we have this that has come into bloom here in just the last few days. And about the time I started noticing all the flowers climbing up and creeping up the pine trees in the yard is when I noticed that the allergies were getting worse. And so I'm not 100% sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure that that might be the culprit causing the allergies. So now let me ask you a question. Now that I'm out here, is the signal still strong? I'm not like, am I all pixelated? And why is my hat on crooked? Am I all pixelated if I'm out here in the yard? Because I absolutely love being out here. We have a great yard, and I very rarely get to spend any time out here. So if live feeds from out here will work, man, I love being out here. We have a great yard. I've got chairs and stuff. I've got chairs and a fire pit. Like, I've got a fire pit I've used once. And I've got it full of firewood. And I think I've used it one time. And I think that maybe tonight I'm going to drag this out here. And I'm going to burn up some of this crap that we dug up, that I raked up, that has all those little, all these little spiky things in it. Just keep getting caught in the dog's fur. So I think that I may light that fire and have a little fire in the yard. Panzer, what's going on, buddy? So 21 people here. If you have not dropped a like, please do so. I also have something planned. I have got my grinder here set up. These old belts need to be thrown away, but I have my grinder. I don't have a table for out here for us to eat. And it is chilly and damp, and it's damp, and like, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's like misting. I'm like 3 miles from the ocean, so I get a lot of weird weather. So, but underneath this tarp is my knife grinder, and I believe we're going to have a making a knife series. So I had it out. I did the modification of the kitchen knife that day, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I haven't made a knife in a very long time. So I have two things that I want to do. I have a knife that I still have to make for Aiden, one of the paying members. And that would be quick. That would just be a day. But then I want to make a full-sized sea snake or stonefish, because I don't have any of my custom stonefish. So I am going to make myself one of my own custom knives for me to have. Now, if I decide I'll sell it later, then that's fine. I just think that I owe it to myself to make myself a knife. And so I'm going to get the grinder out, and we're going to... See my camera? We're going to grind ourselves a knife. You guys haven't got to see the whole yard yet either, because our yard goes all the way up across here. So our yard comes up. I don't want to show like license plates or anything. That's rude to neighbors and shit. But our yard goes all the way from the street back through to here. And I absolutely love this place. And that's why my wife and I were talking about it. If I do take a job, that job that may be coming available to me, I'm gonna stay right here. Everybody's like, oh, where would you go? Like, would you find a different place? This and that. I was like, I like it here. I like it here. It would be stupid for what we pay here compared to what I paid at my old house, and I have so much more, and it's in a better area. That would be stupid. So, I mean, I have one of the nicest yards in the neighborhood. So, ooh, buddy, do you need to go potty? You need to go, come on, let's go potty. Come on. Why do you have so much cat hair hanging out of your mouth? Were you eating the cat? cat hair. He loves the kitty cat. Don't you, buddy? You guys are best friends. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the channel. I don't know. The way YouTube has went, it's just been silly. I'm not pleased with the direction that YouTube's going. I'm not pleased with the things that they tell me that they want me to do. Why don't we have more knife mod videos? Because I don't have access to a shop, so I can't do a lot of knife modding. There's not much I can do. I can make a knife here, but it's really hard. It's really hard for me to do anything with a knife. I can do small things, like I can do some stone wash and stuff like that, but like, I really can't do a lot of stuff with a knife. How about Instagram? Man, I am so shadow banned on Instagram. Like, no one can find my stuff. And you know how I know I'm shadow banned on Instagram? Because when I put up a post, I can look at the analytics of it, and I can see it shows the accounts that have been reached. And the only thing that gets shown, like I have not had a post reach a new account in over 2 years. I go through, I look at it. Here, I'll show you. Let me pull up a post. Let me pull up an Instagram post. Let me pull up, and this is an easy way for you guys to check and see. Let me pull up a post here. Pull this one up. And so you pull up your post and you go to View Insights, and it shows accounts reached, accounts engaged, 297, and then 2. So that means that only 2 non-followers even saw that post. So, oh, Instagram hates knives. Instagram hates the knife community. They hate us. Like, they will do anything they can to hide your posts if it's about knives, because they're like, oh, it violates our weapons policy. I'm like, it's not a weapon. They're like, oh, your video, like your post is glorifying sales of weapons. And I'm like, no, I didn't sell anything. Like, I posted a picture of a knife. I posted a thumbnail of a video. I didn't sell that knife. That's not something I'm selling. So it's just been ridiculous the way that YouTube and Instagram have been censoring content that doesn't violate. And I'm like if I violated the terms of service, yeah, by all means, that makes sense. But to censor videos and things like that absolutely aren't violating. I'm not violating anything. I'm not doing anything that incites violence. I'm not calling for violence. I'm not showing weapons. I'm not showing violent content. I'm not doing any of those things. And yet Instagram and YouTube still censor that content. They shadow ban it. And I'm like, that makes zero, like, how is that even fair? And I had big hopes for Twitter, but then I saw who Elon Musk just hired, and apparently you can't even call into question her history with the WEF and the fact that she called for censorship. You can't even bring that up because apparently one guy did, and he got permanently banned from Twitter. There might be more to it, but on the surface, that's the way it looks. So I would ask you guys to help out. Just hit like on all the videos that you watch, not just mine either. Like, if you're watching a video on YouTube, if you think a video should get more views, best thing you do is hit the like button on it, because that pushes it further up the algorithm, and then YouTube can't suppress it. The like button forces YouTube to share videos with people that they don't want to share that video, but they have to, because that's just the way the algorithm works. There's some things they just can't do. So yeah, if you watch videos, any of my videos, please drop a like. If you watch Jared's videos, you watch Tri-State's videos, just drop likes on them, because it's the only thing that's going to help those channels. Like Jared, at this point, I don't think he really needs that much help, but in all honesty, it does help. So It's a very quiet comment section, and if it stays quiet like this, we'll probably wind up ending. Oh. So do you guys know, I forgot I wanted to talk about this. Do you guys know that the, what's his name? What's his name? I just saw the video about it. The Quiet Kind of Day. What's up, BWD? Well, it is early, and I do know that people aren't used to me doing these live feeds at like lunchtime. So this, like I said, though, this is going to be a thing for a while. I just need some family time. I've been giving up to do live feeds on Mondays and Wednesdays. See, everybody's like, well, you do live feed Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You still have Tuesday, Thursday, and spend time with your family. But I don't, because, like I said, I might get 2 videos filmed a day on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and start to edit. But usually then I wind up working on Saturday for the stuff on Friday. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, on the days that I was like, well, you can spend family time then, I can't, because I make up for all that content. Like, I filmed 4 videos yesterday, and I edited the majority of them yesterday. I'm gonna do some editing this afternoon, but I'll work from 6 a.m. till 8 or 9 p.m. 6 days a week, just to keep content up on the channel and do the live feeds. So I've basically decided, since I can just, like, I can do it just on Tuesdays and Thursdays as the big filming day. I mean, yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I will probably film some today when we get done and finish editing. It's just, like, people don't realize how much time it actually takes to get everything put together and then checked, and then you have to put your video up. Here's the thing. What people don't also realize, you've got to put your video up on YouTube and let it run through the checks. And if it comes back and it says you can't monetize it, you basically got to scrub that video, figure out why. You got to go back through and say, well, what did I do? And then you've got to redo that video. And because YouTube gives you no guidance. It's like, oh, this video is not fit for advertising. There's checks are done, and it'll come back restricted or unrestricted. But that takes a couple hours. So, you know, filming a video can take a long time. Editing a video, on average, for every 15 minutes, nah, it's not even that. It's more than that. I would say that if you're good at editing, for every 15 minutes of footage you see on YouTube, it's about an hour's worth of editing. Yesterday, I did 5.5, almost 6 hours of editing. I'm not good enough to get 15 minutes of footage out of an hour of editing, so it takes me a little bit longer. So for me, for every hour, for every 15 minutes of footage, it takes me about an hour and a half to edit, to get it to come out the right way and get audio correct and things like that. And you figure, I don't know, I've been trying to get Polly to tell me when he wants to do. You figure that, like I said, you have to, yes, I use blue light glasses. My reading glasses these are blue light protectives. You can see that my reading glasses are yellow tinted. So you figure I forget where I was going with that. But like, I'm putting an inordinate amount of time into YouTube with very little financial return. And it's just gotten to where I have to do something or I'm just going to quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't change something, I'm just going to quit. So now Mondays and Wednesdays are basically my days off, is the way I look at it. And I'm still doing a lot of stuff. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm still doing live feeds. I'm just doing them at lunchtime. My day off is spent taking my daughter to school, taking my daughter to skating, taking my daughter to school, and then doing a lunchtime live feed with you guys. That's still, I won't be done till 3 o'clock today. So Saturdays I work, Sundays I work, unless like it's this Sunday when 2A Dave is coming down, I believe. It's, the return on investment is very low, to tell you the truth. And that's why content creators get frustrated, and that's why they quit. I don't want to quit, so I'm just going to adjust things. The other thing too is, like I said, with YouTube's response to, I'm like, why can't you fix your ad revenue? Like, what the fuck did you do? Because we have done nothing wrong. The content creators have done nothing wrong, but yet we're suffering like a 50% drop in income. And to that, their response is push super stickers, push memberships, push this, push that. And I'm like, I already have paying members that drop super chats. And I'm like, how much more do you want them to pay? I do know that majority of people are free content, but then the other thing they're doing is they're pushing the other thing that really is screwing content creators is this big push to the YouTube Premium, where you pay like $9 a month and they tell you, oh, your subscription still supports your creators. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I see a whopping like $3 a month from YouTube Premium. That's all I get. YouTube Premium is their way to fuck creators out of the ad revenue. It 100% is. And so I would ask that you just don't fall into that, because my thing is, like, people will buy a cable subscription and pay a lot of money for a cable subscription to watch ads. Just so you know, YouTube TV, $69 a month. That's a cable subscription. You can't skip ads in YouTube TV. You're paying $70 a month and you can't skip those ads. But yet people get upset when you run ads, when there's ads and videos on YouTube. I was like, I don't get it. It's free. Like, why would you pay $9 a month for something that's free? That's like wiping before you poop. It doesn't make any sense. They offered me, like, you want to try YouTube Premium? I was like, I would rather not. I'd rather just watch the ads, because I know that's what's supporting creators. So, let me see. I had something cool that came in. You haven't seen the unboxing yet, so I can't show you. I had something cool that came in for 2 weeks. He's on Rumble for the next 2 weeks. He's on Rumble exclusive for the next 2 weeks, unless they give him another strike, which gives him 3, and then that means that he's permanently banned. So, don't know. Could happen. Who knows? Where'd I put it? 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 I don't know where I put it. I do have an echo here. And I absolutely stand by that video I put up yesterday where I said that this is my pick for Knife of the Year. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be really, really hard for any company to come up with something that beats this. And usually money does not have a part in my choice when it comes to like Knife of the Year and things like that, because you'll have a $400 Knife of the Year, a $300 Knife of the Year, like price doesn't, but the fact that this is so cheap and it is so fucking good, I just couldn't not do it. What's up, Rocky? I'm just talking about how this is going to be the new thing, Rocky. I think I put it up on the Gilded server in a couple places. But yeah, for Knife of the Year, it's going to be really hard to beat the Echo. Because like I said, I have the... Hang on a second. My wife is asking me questions. I got to grab my other... I got to go back inside. I don't want to be out here anyway. That makes me all antsy because I'm not actually filming anything. So on days that I'm not filming, I got to stay in the house. If I go out and hang out in the studio, I'm going to fuck it up and wind up. Yeah, before I left this morning, but he hasn't since. So she's worried about the dog. She's always asking, oh, here we go. Check it out. They're playing. Are you gonna play? Are you gonna get him? Get your kitty cat. Just don't bite his tail. He doesn't like it when you bite his tail. So they get along great. They've become almost inseparable. See, the cat will put himself in a position where the dog can play with him. He's not even trying to hit that dog hard. Like, he could do so much damage. That is a big cat. He could do so much damage if he wanted to. He doesn't care. If you haven't dropped a like, I'd appreciate it. Trying to get back here so I can see the chat. Rocky. Nothing much, Rocky. Nothing much. No, what I was saying, I have carried this prototype so much. I actually had to let a friend borrow this prototype so that I would stop carrying it, so I would put something else in my pocket. Like, I literally was not getting anything done. All I was doing was carry. The only knife I was carrying was the prototype Echo. And it's such a good knife. And price usually doesn't come into play, but when you look at the fact that this is so good at the price, and I know that they have more fancy versions, sometimes plain is just the way to go. I like this satin, but to get me to sign off on loving a top flipper, there's a lot to be said for that. So, another reason I'm doing a live feed today, I've got such a headache. And I don't think it's going to get any better. It's just it's getting considerably worse. And there's a good chance that we're going to stop this here in just about another 15 minutes and only do an hour. I apologize, guys, but yeah, we'll keep going for a little bit here. There's a handful of knives that have come in that like way outside of their weight class when it comes to price. Begletter XL, couple of the Miguron Valona. There's a handful of those knives that just have come out that there's always going to be some people that just are going to complain about companies. Like, there's a lot of people, like, there's guys that are going out and they're complaining about CJRB's customer service. Well, I got to tell you, CJRB is a small company. And people are like, oh, I sent them an email this morning, I haven't heard anything back. I'm like, if you look at their website, it says they have up to 72 hours. And the fact is that they're super, super busy, because they didn't expect the pyrite and things to go off the way that they did. And so they've tried to really work with that, because I talked with their company rep. They didn't expect that knife to take off the way it did, or any of these button lock knives, the new ones, the Rift, the Cord, the Echo, the Pyrite. None of those, they didn't expect the traction they got all at once on these button locks. And what has happened is they're selling more knives. And everybody knows that production companies do have lemons. They get out. And the problem is that now that they're selling so many more knives, that means that there's more lemons. Like, they get through. So it's not like they're making more lemons. Like, there's a percentage of their knives that are, like, the percentage of knives that have issues hasn't grown. It's just the volume of knives. But the problem is, we have just gotten to a point where we expect instant gratification, that when you contact customer service, you don't get an immediate response. You immediately just are going to bash on their customer service. You read their website, it says they have 72 hours. And they get as many of them as they can in 72 hours. I have had zero issues with anything from CGRB. And if I have had an issue, I reach out to them, and I don't just reach out to their company rep. I reach out to their customer service. Like, if I had screws that I needed, I reached out to them within 3 days. Now, you got to remember, if they've got one person that runs sales and customer service, which they had a big holiday, and they've had some issues where they just don't have the personnel. So that time frame gets kicked back, but they're responding within 72 hours. And if they haven't, just email them again, man. That's like somebody was complaining about something that happened with Knives Ship Free. And they're like, well, they should have been doing this, and they should have been doing this, and they should have been doing this. And I'm like, brother, there are only 5 employees at Knives Ship Free. They have a listed on Glassdoor.com, if you look at the number of employees for a company, you can find that on Glassdoor.com. They have a listing, and this is how we did it with insurance. And it's always spot on. And I do know that the fact that I know exactly how many employees are at Knife Ship Free. They have 5. But if you look between 2 and 10, if you go right in the middle of that last number, 10, you divide it by 2, you're pretty much going to be on. That's always where it's at. So if you look at the number of employees, it says they have between 2 and 10, but I know for a fact they have 5, which means, again, that little thing that they taught us about when you were selling insurance, like when you look up a company's information, if it says that they have as many as 10, divide that by 2, and you're probably going to have the exact number. So a lot of these companies that you think are huge, like Knife Ship Free, GP Knives, Blade HQ, Knife Center, they really don't have that many employees. So when you get a knife from a company like a vendor and it has an issue, you can't blame that company for, like, they're like, oh, well, they should have checked it, or they should have done this, or they should have QA'd it. Let me ask you a question. If I get a knife and the factory seal is broken on it, this was my argument with one of my paying members. And I think some of you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. But so if a company sells me a knife and it comes and there's something wrong with it, I'm going to be upset. But if they sell me that same knife and it comes and the factory seal is broken on it because they open it up to check it, I'm also going to be upset, because you know what that looks like? That looks like they're getting knives on return and reselling them. So they're like, oh, well, there's something wrong with this knife. And then you're going to be hypercritical on whether there is something wrong with the knife or not. It's always a better idea for a company just to sell you the item as it is on the shelf. It came in that way. I put it on the shelf. I'm selling it to you. You're getting it how it came into us. Hands off. That's always the best bet. Because the worst case scenario is I check that knife for QA and I send it out and somebody gets a knife that has been opened. Immediately they immediately think there's something wrong with it, because they think it got sent back. Oh, somebody returned this because there's something wrong with it. And immediately that company gets a bad reputation as selling damaged knives that were sent in on return. Any way you look at that, it's a bad idea for a company to be QAing knives after they show up. So this brings me full circle. I had a guy comment on a knife that came to him from Knife Center. It was a Knife Center exclusive CJRB, and he goes, mine didn't even come with a pouch. Mine was in a flimsy cardboard box and wasn't even in a pouch. And I'm like, I have not seen a CJRB shipped that way in a long time. They have all been in, we'll go look. I'll show you exactly what I was talking about. And they've all come shipped in these boxes. These are out because I did a video. They've come shipped in these hard cardboard boxes with a pouch. That's how all the CJRB knives that I've gotten recently have been. That's how all of them that came in recently are still. So when I said that I didn't believe it, and then I talked to company rep, and they're like, well, you know, the box could have gotten damaged in packaging, and then or the zipper could have gotten broken on the pouch. And I'm like, why are they even opening it? Like, that tells me that I don't want to buy stuff from knifecenter.com, because that tells me, they're like, oh, it could have just been repackaged. And I'm like, but why are they opening it? So that immediately I immediately question why they're opening those knives. Because if that knife came in returned and they opened and they checked it and are reselling it, I don't agree with that. So I love knifecenter.com because I get points, but now I'm not 100% sure I trust. Are you talking about the action on this one? Keynes, are you talking about the action on this one? The action on this is amazing. This one does not, this is the prototype. This is mine. This is the prototype. The new ones have got the hole in the blade, and they don't say prototype on them. This thing is great. This is that one I put up a video, Knife of the Year. This is my current pick for Knife of the Year. But if companies are doing that, you know, there's just no way to come back from that. And that Yeah, my best deals were returns with no boxes, no stuff. Customers just didn't know how to care for a knife. It was the right place, the right time, purchase good. As long as it's marked that way. As long as that knife is listed that way. But if I get a knife from a company and it's not listed as a return, and the factory seal on that is broken, and I open it up, and you can, like, once you take a knife out, you know, this every knife guy knows this. Every knife guy looks, when he opens up a knife, and you can tell it in videos too. With the exception of some knives, like there's some knives that come packaged in the they're like the cellophane, almost like cigarette pack style baggies, where they're really, and they're all like crushed up and stuff like that. But you can tell if a knife has been taken out of that bag that the knife is in. The second you look at it, I'm like, that knife has been taken out of that bag. If the factory seal's in place, and I'm like, okay, somebody didn't know how to pack it. But if I get a knife and it comes in, I can always tell if that knife has been out of that bag once. You can always tell, because they go in that bag and then right in the box and they never get touched again. Because that's the last step. They get QA, then they get put in a little baggie, and they get laid down in their box, and then that's it. Every knife guy that has opened more than fucking like 10 knives can tell when a knife has been taken out of the box. You get a secondhand knife, it's like, you're like, oh yeah, this was definitely out of the box. Like, it might be mint, but it was out of the bag. So the only issue I have with the prototypes that I get in, they're great, don't get me wrong, but they're kind of a proof of concept. So there's things that are different about them. The pivot on this one, even though it's a keyed pivot, the hole is not keyed, so it's just a round hole. So your pivot spins. There's a ambulance headquarters and fire station up the hill. There are inconsistencies with the lock. So I have marked I've marked the button lock where it needs to be. Because if you happen to get that out of place, because these are hand done, the prototypes are hand done. So if you get it out of the place, you're gonna get a little bit of weirdness in that knife. This is just Nate, $5. Thanks for the $5. We gotta go give you your cowbell. We gotta give you your cowbell, and I have to grab a bit driver because the pivot on this is a little loose. There you go, buddy. There's your cowbell and a bit driver. I really wish I have a knife here that I didn't do an unboxing on, and I wanted to show you guys, and then I was gonna film the first day in pockets, but I don't know where I put it. So that, absolutely appreciate that. That absolutely does support the channel. You guys absolutely, if you want to drop a super chat, I would prefer that you just become a member. Like, I find that the memberships allow me to provide you a little bit of a benefit. But yeah, the pivot works its way loose on this. Carrying the O Knife Freeze 2 today. If you did a pocket check and I missed it, I did. But yeah, this thing's great. I'm going to reach out to Russell because this does have some weirdness this way. Because of the prototypes. I was like, hey man, trade you the prototype for like a production version. Because I absolutely like the thumb studs, but I like the aperture better. As a matter of fact, I have made the command decision. I'm keeping this one and sending the prototype back. Russell, here's the thing, prototypes, I've never understood, this is another one. Have you guys ever seen this? People will just go nuts. Like, I want to buy that prototype. I want that prototype. I would love a prototype. Historically, I find that the prototypes are never as good as the full production version. This has way less issues than the prototype does, especially in the grind. The prototype has got a small recurve at the very tip right there. I've made the command decision. This one's staying with me. This is now my knife. Don't worry. I know I said I was going to give one of these away. I'm going to buy one for you guys. But I have not decided because I have to ask the paying members which one they want. Do they want the button lock version or do they want the liner lock version? So I have to put that question up to them. So, well, later, Keen's Custom Tools. Thanks for the $50 the other day, bro. I really appreciate that. So, But I'll tell you what, guys, I don't feel good. I want to clean this all up. There's only 11 people here. Yeah, and I mean, everything, like when I take that prototype apart, it's always kind of iffy. The washers are weird. They're really thin. They're in there and they're rolled. And so like, it's a great knife, but it's not as good as this one. So, I'll just get one of these for you guys. If this is the one you guys want, or I'll figure it out later. So, but there's all people. They're like, oh, I want that prototype when you're done with it. I was like, I can't. Here's the thing. Like, I make a promise when I get all this stuff from Russell over at CJRB and Artisan, I get all this stuff in, and I have to promise that if I'm keeping a prototype, that I don't ever let it go anywhere, because they don't want the prototypes out on the street, because prototypes don't represent the brand as well. Now, they do QA a bunch of the prototypes. If they make a bunch of prototypes just to refine the process and they get it down, and then they have like 5, like the Riff, I think they had 10 prototypes. They were up for sale. That wasn't all of the Riff's prototypes. I guarantee there was a whole scrap bin full of them that got thrown away. There was like 10 of them that got sold on the website. Those prototypes are sold because they were the best. They were like, these are the ones we're going with. We've done this. Let's go ahead. They were production prototypes. The Echo I have was not a production prototype. It was a handmade prototype. So they don't represent the final product. And so when people get them out there and then the prototype fails, or it's wonky, or it's not the way that you would expect the final version to be, then that looks bad on the company. So I do have a bunch of prototypes. I have a bunch of prototype knives. I have a bunch of prototype knives you guys never saw, because I started to do videos and they're like, hey, we're not making that knife. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, keep it if you want. There's a handful of companies that have done it. Keep it if you want. Just don't let it go anywhere. I was like, I won't. If it's going to go anywhere, it's going to go. I'll send it back to you guys. And I've had companies like, all right, we changed our mind. We're not making that knife. You need to send that back and don't put the video up. I'm like, okay. So there's a whole bunch of footage of videos of knives that have been filmed that you guys will never see, because they decided that wasn't a viable design, or they couldn't tie down the prototype the way they wanted, or the designer didn't like the knife overall. And because that's the thing, during the prototype process, when I did the stonefish or the sea snake, any really great designs, the Echo, the Riff, all the ones that the CJRB stuff, these new protos that came out, they were great. Like, that was the perfect storm. The Pyrite, the Warncliffe Pyrite, those are great designs. The Echo, the Riff, and the Cord, those are some of the best knives to hit the market at any price point in a long time. So yes, all those prototypes I got were great. The only prototypes that I've ever not kept were the Pyrite prototypes, and that's because Russell said I could give them away. What's up, Mark? So Russell said use them as a giveaway if you want, and I did. Because they were the final versions of that knife. There were no changes. But what happens sometimes is I'll get a company who's like, hey, we got a prototype. It's going to be coming out soon. If you want to see it, that way you can get ahead of it. And you get it. A lot of times it's Artisan or CJRB and some other companies that I've become friends with. And what'll happen is the designer will change their mind. So up until the time that it comes out, the designer can decide, like, hey, I changed my mind. This doesn't represent the quality I want, or for whatever reason, either side of that contract, before that knife actually hits a store, either one of us can change our mind. So when we did the Sea Snake, up until the day it got released, I could have changed my mind and said, you know what? I don't like it. And then they would have been like, okay, we'll just stop. So sometimes, though, they'll send out prototypes to reviewers, and we'll get them, and then they'll come out and like, look, that knife's not coming. So just go ahead and send it back to us. Or they're like, just keep it, just don't let it go anywhere. So it does happen. I have a handful of prototypes, And I just can't, like, they're in a special area. They're locked up upstairs. They're in my gun safe upstairs. There's some stuff I like. There's a lot of stuff that I just send back because it just isn't something that, like, it was cool. It was a prototype. It showed up, but now I'm not going to keep it. So guys, I know it's only been an hour and I know some of you just showed up. If you could drop me a like, I've got to go. The dog is starting to get up. I got to get him put out, and I do not feel good. I have got a horrible headache, and this is just getting. When's my next prototype? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. I was just talking with somebody about maybe doing a collaboration just the other day, as a matter of fact. So if you haven't dropped a like, I'd appreciate it. If you want to drop a super chat, let me know you appreciate the videos. It's fine. Think about joining a membership. Check out Coffee Brand Coffee. No politics, no pandering, just good coffee. It is a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, you're supporting my channel, you're supporting their business, and it's freaking good. You can ask any of the paying members. A lot of the paying members bought. Alice bought some, Rocky bought some, a bunch of people bought it, and they all are saying how good it is. Folder Sea Snake win. Problem I have with Folder Sea Snake is it looks so much like one of Elliot's knives that Elliot said it's fine, I just don't feel comfortable. I just do not feel comfortable putting out a knife that's so similar to one of his designs. He's fine with it. I will tell you, Elliot and I have talked about doing another live feed. I'm going to reach back out to him again. 10 out of 10. See, Rocky loves it. It was no joke when I told you guys that the coffee was amazing. It was not a joke. I have had a lot of the coffee on the channel and showed it to you guys. They have not provided me anything free. All of the coffee that I've gotten from Coffee Brand Coffee, I have purchased. And I was purchasing it and I was talking about their coffee before I ever made a cent. I had a link to their coffee before they ever sponsored the channel. So that should tell you something. Absolutely stand behind that. A lot of people are like, oh, buying coffee from Jeremy's a shill. Jeremy's not a shill. I've talked to him personally. He's a great dude. He reached out to me personally to offer me a spot in the partnership. Like, he found me on, like, I had talked to him via email a few times about other stuff, like guidance, like, hey, how do I make this work and this and that? And he goes, every channel has a different path. He was always really cool to talk to me. He never fucking condescended because he's got well over 1 million subscribers. And I had sent him an email about something, you know, I was worried about, like, how do I generate more revenue for the channel and this and that? Like, I just needed some guidance, and I really appreciate it. 2 days later, I get a message on Twitter saying that, hey, I'm opening up my partnership program. Check it out. I absolutely think it would be a way for you to help out your channel, make some revenue. You can't go wrong with that. That's a guy that remembered me, found me on Instagram, and then offered me a chance to make money off of his product. So for anybody that, like, tries to talk shit about Jeremy Hambley over to quartering, I'm never going to listen to it. Because while he may say things that pisses people off and he may have some unpopular opinions from time to time, absolutely, he's done more to help out some small channels than anyone I know. So, I mean, he's always going to be, we always call it with gamblers, he's always going to be a top hand. I just can't see other big YouTubers going out of their way to help small channels like that. And the fact that the product is that fucking good, they have like 4,000 5-star reviews. I'm going to tell you, it's good. But much as I like coffee, this is absolutely me shilling Coffee Brand Coffee to you guys. As much as I like their coffee, this shit is fucking money. They have the best hot cocoa. They have the best hot cocoa I have ever fucking had. You put some hot milk on the stove and you mix that up in hot milk. Holy shit. GM, okay, check this out. So this tells me that people don't watch the videos all the way to the end. So GM, I talk about this in every video. You asked here, It says top messages. I want live messages. All messages. You have written here, have you ever thought about doing a class on sharpening, maybe a paid sign up to learn everything you need to know about sharpening? At the end of every one of my videos, I tell you that if you enter my premium tier membership, you have access to a sharpening tutorial series, as well as being entered into the giveaways that I do for the premium and baseline tiers, and access to the Gilded server. It's on YouTube already. And I talk about it all the time. That's one of the benefits. So I have 3 tiers of membership. I have baseline. I'm sorry, I have just looking, which just gets you access to the Gilded server, which is a fucking benefit in itself. Everybody loves the Gilded server. Baseline, you get that, and you're entered into giveaways that I do separate from YouTube. The paying member guys, they get their own giveaways that are separate of the shit you see me give away on YouTube. And then the premium guys get all of that, plus a tutorial series. And it's all already filmed. There's some stuff that I have to add to it. I just have not had a chance. And that's part of that top tier membership. And you can view it at your leisure. So it is $15 a month, but the fact is, plus free access to his OnlyFans. The Gilded server absolutely is the best benefit that I ever could have come up with. It's our own Discord server, basically, and it's for the members only. So, GM, if you do become a member, because there's a join tab down below, go check out the community tab on my main channel. Not even my community tab. Go check out the members section on my main YouTube channel, and you can find a link to the Gilded server and stuff there. I put up links to videos and stuff. And I talk about stuff. We have stuff where people are selling stuff. I have stuff that I'm selling that's still up on there. I need to take some of them down because some of them sold. Alice from Alicord Paracord has got a spot where she sells stuff. There's a knife trade section. There's sections like Rocky wanted a food channel and stuff like that. And so that's up there because Rocky's a chef. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, the Gilded server is always bumping. There's always people in there doing something. I'm in there a lot, not as much as some other people. But yeah, I mean, that server, and you got to hear it. The idea for that came from Jeremy Hambley over at the Quartering. Rocky just gifted 5 gift memberships. Again, Rocky's one of the biggest. D Green, Rob Thompson, Gingerfish, Javon's Knife Flicks, and Stephen Wallace were all donated and given gift memberships. So you guys owe Rocky a thanks. There's some of you guys that have been members for a while because you're in on the live feeds and you just kind of lurk, but you don't comment, and then he drops it and I see your names pop up. Like Javon's Knife Flicks is here, but he doesn't comment because Javon doesn't like me. I know you're here. I can see you're here because you got a gift membership. So, but yeah, that whole Gilded server thing, it's a lot of fun. If you do, I'll check it like right as soon as we break from here. If you guys go find the Gilded server link and join, I'll grant you access to, actually, matter of fact, I'll check right now. I will check right now and see if there's any new members on the Gilded. So, but you can see it looks just like Discord. It looks just like Discord. And so I'm looking to see if any new members have showed up that have not been granted access. And there are not. So when you log in, send me a DM. Send me a DM so that I can grant you access. So, is Javon on here? No. Javon, you need to join the Gilded server. Jim is in the cauldron. And if you have things that you want in that sharpening tutorial series, you can always ask me for it and I'll put it up and it will become that premium video. Not a joke. Please go. Need some company. Rocky's always in the Gilded server. So, guys, I'm going to end this. I got a headache. How's that? I've got a headache and I want to stop doing things for the day. So I want to go finish editing that video and get it up for you guys today, and then get thumbnails made for the videos for tomorrow. And then I'm going to film all day tomorrow and edit. So no, this was the live. So Mark, so you know, I'll just put this in again because there's more people here now. If you haven't dropped a like, I'd appreciate it. Anybody that hasn't, I've given up pretty much. I know. I saw that. I said, "Welcome to the membership." I told him. I said that. I've given up, like, for the last year. I've given up all family time 6 days a week. Sunday was the only day that I was consistently taking off, and I really wasn't even taking that off. I was doing that like once a month, but that was only if like 2A Dave came down or my buddy Tino came over. I wasn't dedicating that time to family. And I realized last night was the first time we'd sat down and had dinner together in months. And I was like, I miss this. And it's 100% because I've just been trying to put too much into these live feeds with zero return on investment, really. So I decided that since on Mondays and Wednesdays, I have to take my kid skating in the morning and then turn around and take her straight to school after, and I don't get home till like 11. It's already pretty late to do any filming and editing, and then to run a live feed at 7:30. Like, my whole day is spent. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I start filming at like 6 a.m. and then I edit till like 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. And by that time, all of my time has been spent. So I'm stepping away from a little bit of that, and I'm consolidating time so that, like, today, I'm just spending more time filming and editing on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays and Fridays. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday, and Saturdays. And I'm basically treating Monday and Wednesday like a day off, like a partial day off. And I'm just going to do the live feeds like this from my phone, which I find to be a little liberating because it is fun, because I'm not stuck tethered to a computer. I can bring you guys over here. And so you guys that have not seen him yet can see. That's Chunk. And he absolutely has grown massively in the last week. So I kind of miss doing the live feeds like this. So Friday's live feeds are still going to be the evening live feed. May or may not have a guest. I'm going to see what Elliot's doing. I'm going to text him here in a little bit, see what he's doing. Maybe Elliot will be a guest on Friday. If not, we'll just figure out something. We'll look at a bunch of stuff. We haven't done any like looking at United Cutlery or anything like that for a while. So maybe we'll just do that and have some fun. Possibly a giveaway on Friday. Don't know yet. So for a little bit, this is how we're going to do the live feeds. I just need my daughter's growing faster than I'm comfortable with, and I'm losing so much of that time. She just enrolled in another college course. She's taken introduction to psychology. She's taking a college course along with her high school. So I'm rapidly running out of time to actually spend with my daughter before she does leave for college. I mean, at this point, she's going to roll into college with an associate's degree. So she is so focused on what she wants to do with her life that once she does leave, I'm not going to be part of that, which I'm fine with. I want her to have her own path, and I want her to have her own way, and I want her to be able to do that herself. But I have to recognize the fact that once she leaves this house for college, there's going to be a big period of time where she doesn't have time for me. And I'm giving up time with her to do something that is just basically no return on investment for me. So I'm reevaluating the things I'm doing. So the Monday, Wednesday live feeds are going to be this time of day. And I'm going to take evenings off on those days because those are the days. Because with her having done class in person today, because she's at school, she only goes to school 2 days a week in person. She's done with school for the day when she comes home. So we can do things. We can enjoy spending time together. We play with the dog. We can go for a walk. We can go get something to eat. We can watch a movie. And if I don't allocate that time, I'm definitely going to regret it later. So, guys, it has been an hour and 20 minutes. I love you all. Drop a like on your way out if you haven't already. Think about joining a membership like GM did. GM, if you find the link to the Gilded server, DM me on the Gilded server, and I absolutely will. I will absolutely grant you access to all the chat rooms. So there should be a members only link in the community tab and a members. Oh, there's like members only messages in the members section on my YouTube channel. So, I'm definitely going to end this now. Guys, I love you all. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the new memberships. Rocky, thanks for donating those. I hope everyone got them, appreciates them. And I am going to get out of here and go play with the new puppy and finish editing that video. I'll see you guys later. 4 p.m. Pacific, there's a video going up. So I will see y'all later.